This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
We have multiple fatalities, multiple entrapments, and multiple injuries. You can see behind me the amount of first responders from a lot of different police agencies besides New York State Police, fire, EMS, helicopters.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Family Life News anchor Sarah Harnish. Local news made national news today. There has been a mass casualty event on the New York State Thruway. 50 people are killed or injured. Part of that highway closed during the Friday rush hour.
This piece of the Thruway will more than likely be closed the rest of the day.
The New York State Police says a tour bus was traveling near Pembroke about 12:40 p.m. when it hit a median, flipped with 52 people on board. Almost none of them were wearing seatbelts and many thrown from the bus.
But right now, we have a lot of people injured. We have a lot of people over there. You're going to see people coming in and out of here. A lot of ambulance. You can see there's helicopters lined up behind me. Depending on who we have people entrapped. They may be alive but entrapped. And depending on those injuries, that's why we have the staging with the helicopters.
State Trooper James O'Callaghan explains what happened.
It's a full-size tour bus. Heavy amount of damage. It did roll. Most people, I'm assuming on the bus, did not have a seatbelt on. That is the reason why we have so many ejected people on this bus. This bus was going full speed. It did not hit any other vehicle. It basically lost control from the median on.
Several people were trapped under or around the bus. That bus had just left Niagara Falls en route to New York City, transporting tourists from India, China, and the Philippines. Police have had to bring translators to the scene to help them because of the language barrier. Another part of this story, the road closure. The Thruway shut down both east and westbound from exit 46 to 48. The New York State Police has asked our news team to tell you to avoid the Thruway in that area for the rest of the night. It will not reopen tonight. They've been going from car to car in the eastbound lanes, making sure people trapped in the traffic jam are okay. Many have been in their vehicles now for nearly 5 hours.
Typically, the tractor trailers have the resources they need within the tractor trailer to sustain for at least a few hours with food, beverages, and things like that. But it's our traveling vehicles, our families, our kids in those cars, and things like that. We will have UTVs and we will have assets going down to make sure everyone is okay or taken care of.
Again, there's been a major crash on the New York State Thruway. 52 people are injured, some killed. ECMC has taken 16 people. 4 have been life-flighted. O'Shea Children's Hospital got 1 patient. Connect Life is asking for blood donations, and a team of physicians has been sent to the crash site to help people that are injured on the ground. The bus did not hit any other vehicles, and that driver is alive. Police say they do know what caused the crash, but they're going to have that information later. This is a breaking news story, and we will have more details as they become available. To the north, Canada is dropping retaliatory tariffs to match America's tariffs. It comes a day after Prime Minister Mark Carney had a call with Donald Trump. The White House responded today.
Canada currently has the best trade deal with the United States. And while it's different from what we had before, it is still better than that of any other country.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell also had a few words to say about the Trump tariffs today.
Overall, while the labor market appears to be in balance, it is a curious kind of balance that results from a marked slowing in both the supply of and demand for workers. This unusual situation suggests that downside risks to employment are rising.
He gave a signal that an interest rate cut could come soon. National Guard troops patrolling Washington, D.C. will carry guns. The president says the numbers on crime in D.C. are inaccurate. CBS's Linda Kenyon is covering President Trump.
I don't want to see phony numbers. D.C. hit an all-time high last year of absolute total crime.
By law, the president can only have the troops in place assisting law enforcement for 30 days.
A proposal to bring back a mandatory helmet requirement for all Pennsylvania motorcyclists is working its way through Harrisburg. An update from Family Life's Mark Webster.
Yeah, 8 Democrats co-sponsored House Bill 1809 last month, and it's now in the hands of the Transportation Committee. It would restore a law that was repealed in 2003 when PA started only requiring helmets of riders ages ages 21 or under or who have had their license for less than 2 years. In the bill's memo, Berks County Democrat Manuel Guzman says it's all about safety, citing statistics that show motorcycle crashes remain a significant source of preventable death and injury, especially traumatic brain injury. Currently, 19 states and D.C. have mandatory motorcycle helmet laws. Neighboring states New York and Maryland do, but Ohio does not. Mark Webster, Family Life News.
And the matchups are set for the final weekend of the Little League World Series in South Williamsport. Las Vegas, Nevada took down South Carolina 5-3 in the United States bracket, and Aruba advanced past Venezuela 3-1 on the international side. Recapping our top story, more than 50 are injured or killed after a tour bus rolled over on the New York State Thruway today. The highway is shut down in both directions for the rest of the night from exits 46 to 48. We've got more details coming up after weather.
Hi, I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. We'll be out and about tonight. You'll find very pleasant conditions, clear and calm, and cooling down overnight, then warming up for the weekend. High pressure delivers some sun tomorrow, but as the day wears on into the night, the chances for shower thunderstorm will increase. They have a cold front to bring a couple of showers and storms on Sunday, with some pretty cool air for a few days next week in its way. The call for tonight turning out crystal clear, comfortable, not as cool as last night. There will be some valley fog patches late, not as extensive as last night though. Low temps 50s to near 60. Saturday, partly sunny, warm, slight chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, western Twin Tiers, high temps 80s. Plenty of clouds, couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms Saturday night and Sunday, the high Sunday in the 70s to near 80.
All right, Kevin, next at 5 staycation destinations with our own Mark Webster. Today, we're heading to the rail yard. Let's listen in.
Once upon a time, rail was king, and Pennsylvania was a rail hub with few peers. Welcome to Family Life Staycations, a summertime feature where we highlight great places to visit around the Family Life listening area. I'm Mark Webster, and this week, climb aboard. We're off to Scranton, PA. Next stop, Steamtown.
I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day.
Our conductor for this audio tour of the Steamtown National Historic Site is Park Ranger Erica Kennedy. Steamtown has been around for quite a while now, and what I found interesting looking into the history a bit, it didn't actually start out where it is now.
Yeah, so we get our name Steamtown, USA from F. Nelson Blout's collection that he started in Vermont, and unfortunately he passed away unexpectedly in 1967. So his collection of steam locomotives was just kind of there in Vermont for people to go see, but there weren't a lot of people coming all the way up to Vermont. So in the 1980s, they decided to start relocating his collection down to Scranton at the former DL&W rail yard. But in the process of relocating those trains, Steamtown USA essentially went bankrupt or ran out of money after a couple years. So on October 30th, 1986, Congress made the site a historic site. And then in 1995, we had our grand opening here at the current site.
Well, pardon the pun, but since then, once you went through all those original growing pains, you really did pick up steam. And
yeah.
It's been kind of full steam ahead ever since. It's now part of the National Park Service, so that certainly made a difference, I think, in how the operation runs. So give us a little idea of what people are going to see when they come to visit Steamtown, USA.
Well, we still have that large collection of steam locomotives, but we also have the historic rail yard of the DL&W, and that stands for Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western. So this rail yard was started in the 1850s, and so you're going to see the site of one of the original roundhouses, which obviously has evolved and changed over time. The visitor center does have some incredible photographs and a timeline to help you understand the changes in the roundhouse over time.
I'm sure some of our younger listeners might not even know what a roundhouse roundhouse is.
Yeah. Well, a roundhouse is, just like the name implies, round and circular. It is made up of stalls. At its height, our roundhouse had 46 stalls. And so in each stall, they could have a train, and it would come in for an inspection. So it would come off the tracks. It would actually go on a turntable, which is at the center of the roundhouse. It kind of looks like a little bridge that moves around in a circle, but it will deliver the trains to whatever stall it needs to be at for its inspection.
Mm-hmm. I guess the stars of the show, if you will, at Steamtown are the engines themselves, and some of them are pretty old and historic, aren't they?
Yeah, we have quite a few really incredible steam locomotives that are quite old. The one that gets a lot of attention is Engine 26. It is still an operating steam locomotive, and you can take train rides on it. It was built in 1929, which means it's 96 years old. We also have a train that just celebrated its 100th birthday, and that is the 6039, the Grand Trunk Western, and it is our feature train for RailFest 2025.
Yeah, we'll talk about a bit more. I know you have some events coming up here shortly, so we'll talk a little bit about those. But for somebody who's just walking in the doors there, obviously you can see an awful lot of different things. What are some of the main highlights that people are drawn to?
It's very nice just being in the roundhouse and seeing all the stalls, seeing the operating turntable, seeing the trains on display. There is a history museum that explains the history of railroading and of the DLNW. In the technology museum, it goes into a little bit more depth about the different ways that railroads operate, how a steam locomotive works. There's a cutaway to demonstrate how steam is generated in the boiler and makes those big wheels move underneath the train. If you don't understand how a steam locomotive works, you definitely want to probably start with the technology museum. But then, of course, you'll get to see some of the steam locomotives for yourself in the roundhouse. We also have a locomotive shop tour that goes into a little bit more in depth. That is an area of the park where you can only go if you have authorized personnel with you, so a park ranger or a volunteer. And that person will show you some of the machines and equipment that we use to do our repairs and restorations on our collection.
Yeah, that's one of the neat features I think about it, is that it's not just a stodgy museum with things behind ropes, but very much hands-on, and it's actually a working, active rail yard.
If you want to hear more, you can subscribe, listen to, and share Staycation Destinations and all of Family Life's original podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or at FamilyLife.org.
If Charles Dickens wrote A Tale of Two Cities today, he might still begin with, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." Hi, I'm Rob West with the Faith and Finance Minute. That line captures how many people feel about their finances. Some are doing well, others feel stretched thin. Seasons of prosperity and difficulty come and go, but God's wisdom remains steady. If you've been applying that wisdom, living with margin, avoiding debt, and giving generously, you may feel prepared. But peace doesn't come from planning alone. It comes from knowing the one who provides and never changes. Wherever you are today, begin walking in God's wisdom. Spend intentionally, save wisely, give joyfully, and trust fully in His provision. Those who follow His ways are never without hope. We can help you learn to manage your money according to biblical principles when you download the free FaithFi app. You'll find it on our website at faithfi.com.
Coming up on the 5 o'clock report, a huge accident on the New York State Thruway. We've got the latest after weather.
Hi, I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. We'll be out and about tonight. You'll find very pleasant conditions, clear and calm, and cooling down overnight, then warming up for the weekend. High pressure delivers some sun tomorrow, but as the day wears on into the night, the chances for shower thunderstorm will increase. They have a cold front to bring a couple of showers and storms on Sunday, and it's a pretty cool air for a few days next week in its way. The call for tonight turning out crystal clear, comfortable, not as cool as last night. There will be some valley fog patches late, not as extensive as last night though. Low temps 50s to near 60. Saturday, partly sunny, warm, slight chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, western Twin Tiers, high temps 80s. Plenty of clouds, couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms Saturday night and Sunday, the high Sunday in the 70s to near 80.
All right, Kevin, finally at 5, recapping our top story. There has been a mass casualty event on the New York State Thruway. 52 people are injured or dead after a tour bus lost control, hit a median, and flipped.
This bus was going full speed. It did not hit any other vehicle. It basically lost control from the median on.
Trooper James O'Callaghan with the New York State Police.
Today we had a significant vehicle collision. It is a tour bus coming out of Niagara Falls back to what we believe New York City, and it had about 50 plus passengers on that, women, children. The bus was traveling eastbound right before the Pembroke exit, and the vehicle lost control, went into the median, overcorrected, and ended up in the ditch. We have multiple fatalities, multiple entrapments, and multiple injuries. You can see behind me the amount of first responders from a lot of different police agencies besides New York State Police, fire, EMS, helicopters. A lot of people are being taken to Strawn Memorial Hospital and Erie County Medical Center at this time with a lot of different injuries.
The Thruway is closed between exits 46 and 48 for the rest of the night. The Family Life News team is closely following this story, and we will have another update in about 15 minutes. And that's the world that we live in for Friday, the 22nd of August. I'm Sarah Harnish, and this is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.